Hello and namaste and very good morning, all of you. Today we are going to discuss geography and Indian geography, and our first topic is geology of India. So, um, geology of India means geology means what do you mean by geology? Geology means like a study of earth science about past and even about present. So it's all about studying earth science, how the earth had been evolving over the period of time and how is evolving. So it's all about studying earth science. And let's move ahead. Like geological structure, geological structure and formation of region. Geological structure and formation of region help in understanding the types and character of rocks. So, and character of rocks and slopes or physical and chemical properties of soil and the availability of minerals and the surface and the underground water resources. So we can understand कि this geological structure and its formation of region is very helpful in understanding like types and character of rock, means which type of a rock and what are the features and characters of rocks and what are the slopes and what are the physical and chemical properties. There can be various types of like physical properties and chemical properties of soil and availability of minerals and surface as well as underground water resources. So these all comes under geological study. These all are part of earth science. So although all why we are supposed to study geology of India, all these resources have a direct impact on the socio economic development of the people of a country or a region. So all these resources have a direct impact. It have direct impact. So on our socio and economic culture. So we can see like in northeast peoples, their tradition, culture, cuisines are as per their topography, and in south as per their topography and geographical location, and in north as per their topography and geographical location. So geology really matters a lot to understand ki how this earth's structure and formation of region is helpful in understanding direct impact of this on socio and economic development of certain region or country. Now let's move ahead like कि geological time scale. Geological time scale means what do you mean by this geological time scale? Means this time scale is used by earth scientists, geologist. Who is geologist? Who study about earth science. It can be interior of earth or exterior of earth, and researchers to date certain event of history on the earth. When that history or event took place on this earth, we can date this event when we will be having about geological study of earth, then we can date certain events of history on earth. So means to date certain event of history, किसका like of which dating dates like earth का event का means to date certain event, to date certain events of earth on earth of history, to date certain event of history on earth. And after that, the age of earth estimated by radiometric datings. The age of earth as estimated by radiometric dating. How we are estimating age of earth? Radiometric dating means approximately 4.6 billion years. Approximately age of earth is 4.6 billion years. This earth have been existing. So earth's past is a split into section and based on event that occurred during this time in different section of earth. So many events took place and occurred, and in which section what kind of events occurred in certain time, that can be understood through this geological study. So the geological time units are based on stratigraphy. So what is stratigraphy? Like correlation and classification of rock. Means this rock is correlating and having certain kind of association, similarity from past of this era, like this Precambrian or Cambrian, or like in this manner. And this can be classified like in different rocks, types of rocks. So, and like it can be classified as eon. What do you mean by eon, eras, and periods and epochs? So what do you mean by eon? Eon. Eon means like period greater than half of billions year, like more than Arabs, like billions year. We are talking about eon, like more than billions year. Now we will come in eras. Eras like subdivision of eon, and they last for millions. They have been existing since millions times, but eon has been existing since billions times. So billions, now era is million. So, and period and epochs. Now what is radiometric dating? We will try to understand this technical keyword. What do we mean by radiometric dating? So this is a method used to determine age of material. This is a method used to determine age of materials. We are determining here age of material, and on basis of decay. On basis of decay, we are identifying and determining age of material on decay of their radioactive isotope. On basis of decay of radioactive isotopes. Means what do you mean by radioactive isotope? So firstly, radiometric dating means method to determine age of materials based on decay of their radioactive isotope. अब radioactive isotope, what do you mean by radioactive isotopes? So we will understand each and every keyword here. We will not escape. We will try to understand in optimum manner, and whatever we mm, can and we could. So like radioactive isotopes are elements, and radiometric dating are was like method to determine age of material and on the decay of based on decay of their radioactive isotope. But radioactive isotope are elements. Firstly, this is a elements. And what is elements? Find out from your chemistry study. That have unstable nucleus. Unstable nucleus. And what will be the region of unstable nucleus? Find from yourself. Be very attentive and sincere. Nowhere you have to go. Everything is given in like books and textbook. And if you will study very sincerely, then you will try to correlate each and every keyword. So like unstable nucleus and emit particles as they decay into more stable, as they decay into more stable form. Means decay is happening in a stable form or going towards stability. So like like radioactive isotopes are elements that have unstable nucleus and particles particle is emitting as they decay. Means in this decay process they are emitting into more stable form. Means when this particle is emitting during their decay time, they are moving towards more stable forms. By measuring the amount of radioactive isotope present in sample and comparing it to the amount of isotopes of decay product, now we will compare sample of this radioactive isotope of sample with amount of isotope of decay product. The age of the sample can be estimated. Means age of sample can be estimated. And radiometric dating is used to date a wide range of material. We are fixing some date from which eon, era, period, epoch belonging this rock. We are determining here like from here like date, wide range of material including rock, fossil fuels buried in beneath the earth since million times, and artifacts. What do you mean by fossil fuels? Find out. This is very basic terms. And like rocks, fossil fuels, these all find under earth. And artifacts. What is artifacts? Made by human beings. It is a reliable and accurate method for determining the age of material. Means determining age of material ki what will be the age and from which era, epoch this is belonging, and widely used in the field of geology. And this has been used in geology and archaeology and anthropology. Geology, study of earth science, and archaeology, we are studying about architecture, from which era and period this is belonging. This architecture have been evolving since so many times over the period of time. This can we find out. And anthropology, evolution of human beings on this earth, we are studying here. So these all things can be understood after studying geology of earth. Now we will move ahead. Geologically, about 200 million years ago, the subcontinent of India was a part of Gondwana land. Means around 200 million years ago, subcontinent of India was a part of Gondwana land. Why we call India as a subcontinent, not continent? Because this comes under Asia, and this is a one of country and part of Asia continent. So that's why like subcontinent. So part of Gondwana land means Indian continent. 200 million years ago was part of Gondwana land. 200 million ago, Indian subcontinent was part of Gondwana land. And where is Gondwana? Southern continent, called as Gondwana land. And the geological history of India is unique. Geological history and study of earth science is like very unique. And like peninsular India was part of old landmass. Peninsular India was part of old landmass. Old landmass since the formation of earth crust. Peninsular India was part of old landmass since the formation of earth crust. It grew in complexity due to rise of the Himalayas. It grew into complexity due to what? Rise of the Himalayas and the deposition of the Indo-Gangetic plain, and due to the deposition of Indo-Gangetic plain. And now later continues today, even till today. Means Himalaya is in its evolving phase, like youthful phase, still evolving and growing with passage of time. So like and through sedimentation in the floodplains. So it later continues today through sedimentation in floodplains. Through what process? Sedimentation in the floodplains. And what is sedimentation? Find out. And of the rivers. After that, and the lower part of the Gangetic. So this is continued till today through sedimentation in the floodplain of the rivers and lower part of the Gangetic plain. So now we will come to know कि geological history of India is complex. Geological history of India is complex as well as varied, not same throughout, everywhere you will find. So complex, very complex process. It begins with the first formation of the earth crust. It begins with first formation of the earth crust, internal part of earth. First deposited sedimentary rock, first formation of earth crust, first deposited sedimentary rocks, first orogeny, and extend up to the recent laying down of alluvial deposits. So till alluvial deposits we can find out this kind of sedimentation. So a lot of these rock formation are layered. So this is in layered and have undergone a significant folding and faulting. This layer of earth surface under the interior of earth, like earth crust, have been formed in layered and undergone a significant folding and faulting. What do you mean by folding and faulting? Is Himalaya is made of fault or fold or faulting system? So find out. The like various section provides a basic description of India's geological structure. So various section layers of earth provide us basic description of India's geological structure. Okay. Now let's come towards the Archean formation. ARCH. ARCHAEAN. Archean formation. So this Archean formation considered as Precambrian era. Precambrian. So the Archean era is also known as Precambrian era. This is division of geological time scale. This is also considered as division of geological time scale. Division of geological time scale. This Precambrian era considered as division of the geological time scale from the formation of earth. From the formation of earth about 4.6 billion years ago. From the 4.6 billion years ago to beginning of Cambrian period. To beginning of Cambrian period of the Paleozoic era. What? Paleozoic, Paleozoic era, about 570 million years ago. Means Paleozoic era is like about 570 million years ago. And we understood the division of geological time scale from the formation of earth 4.6 billion years ago to the beginning of Cambrian period of Paleozoic era 570 million years ago. Now we will come to know कि this geological time scale is very varied and complex. So we will understand in each time zone. Now the term like Archean was introduced by J.D. Dan, D-A-N-N, Dan, J.D. Dan in 1782. So it refers to oldest plutonic rock. What do you mean by Archean term? Oldest plutonic rocks. Oldest plutonic rock of earth crust, interior of earth, not of surface we are talking. Earth's crust का interior, oldest plutonic rock. So these Archean terms have been coined to oldest plutonic rock of Earth's crust. Be very attentive because this is a very technical term we are using here. Rocks of Archean system are devoid of any form of life. Means there is no any form of life have been found. These rocks are known as the basement complex. Basement, where we are parking our car. So, basement complex and are fundamental in nature. Means are fundamental in nature. Obviously, if this is like basement complex, then obviously that will be based, and on that this building is built. So, like lots of layer of the earth's crust have been formed over the period of time. Thus, all over the world, the Archean rocks are the foundation of all the great ancient plateaus. Means we can say that Archean rocks are the foundation of all the great ancient plateaus. Means all great ancient plateaus are part of these Archean rocks. Means great ancient plateaus was formed from these Archean rocks. This is very important. We should remember these things. Ki foundation of all the great ancient plateaus. This is Archean rocks. So they also form the core of all the great folded mountain ranges of the world. Means they form the core of all great folded mountains ranges. Folded. What do you mean by ranges? This term. Find out. And what do you mean by folded mountains? Is Himalaya folded mountains or and evolved through faulting? Find out. Now we will come ki the Archean system includes the Aravalli, Dharwar and Kadapa, Vindhyas, Meghalayas, plateaus and Mikir hills. These are also called Archean genesis. And it covers 2/3 of peninsular India. This covers 2/3 of peninsular India. They also occur in the root of mountain peaks. They also occur in the roots of mountain peak, like basement complex we have already mentioned. And like they occur in the roots of mountain peaks all along the greater Himalaya. Means in the root of mountain peaks. Occur in the roots of mountain peaks, occurs in the root of mountain peaks and along the greater Himalayas from the westernmost peak of Kashmir. In the westernmost peak of Kashmir to the easternmost peak of the Arunachal Pradesh. It also exists in the Trans-Himalaya, Greater Himalaya and Trans-Himalaya as well. So in Trans-Himalaya as well. So and Trans-Himalaya ranges of Jaskar and Ladakh and Karakoram. So 2/3 of peninsular India covers Archean rocks and occur in roots of mountain peaks all along the greater Himalayas, westernmost peak of Kashmir and the easternmost of Arunachal Pradesh and Trans-Himalaya region of Jaskar and Ladakh and the Karakoram. Till now we will understand genesis. J for jug, G N E I S, genesis. Okay, genesis. So genesis is a metamorphic rock. Genesis is a metamorphic rock that forms when sedimentary igneous rock are subject to high pressure and temperature over the time. What do you mean by metamorphic rock? What do you mean by sedimentary? What do you mean by igneous rock? Find out. If you want to understand, then you will have to understand each and every keyword that is interlinked and interconnected. So Genesis is a metamorphic rock that form when sedimentary or igneous rock are subject to high temperature and pressure over the time. Means over the time means not in a particular time. Over the period of time, it took too many millions of time in getting evolving, in getting its form. So this condition cause the minerals in the rock. Which condition cause the minerals in the rock to recrystallized, means resulting in a banded or a striped appearance. Cause the minerals in the rock through genesis. Metamorphic rock when go through sedimentary and igneous rock when go through high temperature and pressure that give rise to minerals in the rock in this genesis process. Now genesis is a typically composed of quartz, 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 feldspar and mica minerals, and may also contain other minerals such as hornblende or garnet. It is typically harder and more resistant to weathering. What do you mean by weathering? Weathering, find out. Then other metamorphic rock. So more resistant to weathering, to external climate, which bring changes in the earth surface. So like than other metamorphic rocks, and is often used as a building a stone, or it can be used in building a stone or as a source of crushed stone for construction project. So this can be used in construction project as well. Now we will understood कि in the peninsular region the Archean rocks are known to be three well defined types, like Bengal genesis and like seat like a structure and distributed in eastern Ghat of Odisha and Khondolites like Khond tribes in Odisha and Jharkhand, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, and so these are also occur in Son Valley, Meghalaya Plateau and Mikir Hills. Now we will come in the Bundelkhand genesis. Means this is a massive coarse grained rock that forms the second group of fundamental genesis. Second group of fundamental genesis of the Archean age. We are talking about Archean age. It is geographically distributed in Bundelkhand, UP, and Baghelkhand, Madhya Pradesh, and Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. It is a coarse grained genesis that look like granite. This coarse grained genesis look like granite that has been used in construction project as well. And Nilgiri genesis, third, means this is massive eruptive dark colored genesis, like massive eruptive dark colored genesis, and this name was given in like honor of Job Charnock, whose tombstone in Kolkata was made of this rock. Why we have mentioned this name? Because his tomb was built of this Archean rock. The Nilgiri genesis is bluish grey to dark color. The like in Nilgiri of Tamil Nadu, Nellore in Andhra Pradesh, Balsore in Odisha, and Karnataka, Kerala, and Malabar, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Aravali in Rajasthan. These all where we can find this Nilgiri genesis. The Archean rocks are the repositories of minerals wealth of India. This is very important point. कि Archean rocks are the repositories of the minerals wealth of India. So These rocks are rich in ferrous and non-ferrous minerals. Rich in ferrous and non-ferrous minerals like iron ore, copper, manganese, and like mica, dolomite, lead, zinc, silver, and gold. Now we will come in next subheading, like next topic, that is Dharwar system. That is Dharwar system. We understood about Precambrian. Now we will understood about Dharwar system. Archean system, we knew it. Now we will understand Dharwar system. Proterozoic formation. Here is proterozoic. Proter. Proterozoic. Proterozoic formation. Proterozoic formation gave rise Dharwar system. This geological time extends from 2500 million years ago to 1800 million years ago. These are the first metamorphosed sedimentary rock system. First metamorphosed sedimentary rock system. This is very important. This can be asked. Dharwar system is first metamorphosed sedimentary rock. Which one is the first metamorphosed sedimentary rock system? Then we will call Dharwar system. And this is also known as Dharwar system in Indian geological time system. Indian geological time scale, and it derived its name from Dharwad district of Karnataka. This name came from Dharwad district of Dharwad district of Karnataka, where these rocks were first time studied. So this rock were first time studied in the Dharwad district of Karnataka. They are composed largely of ignition debris, schists, schists, and genesis. So what compose? Ignition debris like malva, and schists and genesis. So Dharwar rocks occur in scattered patches in like Dharwar and Bellary district of Karnataka and extend up to Nilgiri and Madurai district of Tamil Nadu. It extends till the Madurai district of Tamil Nadu and central and eastern part of Chota Nagpur Plateau, Meghalaya Plateau and Miki Hills. And third is like the Aravalli Rialo, like Delhi series, from Delhi to the South Alwar and the Himalayan region. So we came across its extension of the Dharwar system. Now, what is schist? We came to know about genesis. Now, schist, schist, schist. What do you mean by schist? Schist is a type of metamorphic rock. Genesis was also a type, also is a metamorphic rock, and schist is also type of metamorphic rock that forms when sedimentary or igneous rock are subject to high pressure and temperature over the time. Means these all are getting formed through high pressure and high temperature over the period of time. Like is a type of metamorphic rock. Schist is a type of metamorphic rock and forms when type of metamorphic rock and that forms when sedimentary and igneous rock are subject to high temperature and pressure over the period of time. Like this condition cause the minerals in the rock. We have already confronted and observed in the Genesis formation as well. Now, once again, what are the reason behind and resulting, um, and what are the condition which cause the minerals in the rock to recrystallize through recrystallization process and resulting in a layered or flaky appearance, resulting in layered or flaky appearance. Cyst is a typically composed of mica minerals. Cyst is a typically composed of mica minerals such as muscovite or biotite, and may also contain other minerals such as like feldspar and garnet, and typically softer and more prone to weathering, and it is prone to weathering. This is not like Genesis which was more resistant to weathering, but this is like softer and prone to weathering. This can go through process, and this can be affected from weathering than other metamorphic rock, and is often used as a decorative stone. This used as a decorative stone or as a source of crushed stone for construction project. So we can see this Genesis and cyst have been used in construction project. Dharwar rock are rich in minerals. Dharwar rock are rich in minerals, and like iron ore, manganese, lead, zinc, gold, silver, dolomite, mica, copper, tungsten, nickel, precious stones, and building materials. So now we will move ahead in next. This is not much important, but you can know like the Cuddapah system. Cuddpa. Cuddapah system like the Purna group. Cuddapah system is like system is made of shells, slates, limestone, and the quartzite. And the rocks are generally without fudges. Means these rocks are without fudges because there was no origin of a species during their formation. Means if that is without fossils, means there is no origin of a species during their formation. Means if there is if we have found some fossils, then there is chances of life, living things in that system. So the Cuddapah formation named after the district of Cuddapah, Andhra Pradesh. This is in district of Andhra Pradesh. So are sedimentary metamorphic formation, and it occurs in Cuddapah system occurs in Kurnal district of Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Delhi to south, Albar and Lesser Himalaya in the extra peninsular region. So now we will try to understand what is sales, what is slate. UPSC has been asking question from this side, a small keyword. So what is sales? SHALES, sales. What is slate? SLATE. What is quartzite? QUARTZIT, quartzite. And what is limestone? LIMESTONE. So sales is a type of sedimentary rock. You can not doubt, I am trying to make you understood like in a very depth and in a very clear manner, whatever I can and I could. So shale is a type of sedimentary rock that is formed from the compaction of clay, silt, and other fine grained material. Formed from the compaction of clay, silt, and other fine grained materials. And it is relatively soft and easily fractured rock. This is easily and fractured rock and soft and often found in layers, and it's commonly used for paving, roofing, like for terrace and other construction purposes, and has a fragile or easily split quality due to the thin layers of the clay minerals. So very fragile and weak nature, soft because of its composition. It also often like characterized by its fine grained, layered appearance and can range in color from gray to black. It can range from gray to black, and shale is found all over the world and is a common component of the sedimentary rock formation. It can be asked, is shale is component of sedimentary rock formation? Yes, shales are common components of sedimentary rock formation. Now we will come in slate, S-L-A-T-E, slate. So slate is a type of metamorphic rock. Slate is a type of metamorphic rock. Shales was type of sedimentary rock, but shales is a type of metamorphic rock, and that is formed from transformation of shales or other sedimentary rock through heat and pressure, and that is formed from, this is a type of metamorphic rock. Slate is a type of metamorphic rock, and it formed from the transformation of shales or other sedimentary rock through heat and pressure. So formed from transformation of shale or other sedimentary rocks through heat and pressure. Type slate is a type of metamorphic rock, but it getting formed through transformation of shales or other sedimentary rocks through heat and pressure, and fine grained rock, and characterized by flat layered appearance, and is often used for roofing, flooring and other construction purposes. So slate is known for its durability and resistance to weathering. It's known for its durability and resistance to weathering. So it is durable in nature, so it can resist to weathering as well, and as well its ability to split into thin flat sheets. It is typically dark in color and ranging from shades of grey to almost black, and can have a polished or matte finish. And slate is found all over the world and is commonly used for the variety of purpose, including as a. And now we will come in quartzite. Quartzite is a type of metamorphic rock. Quartzite is a type of metamorphic rock that is formed from transformation of sandstone through heat and pressure. Quartzite is a metamorphic rock and formed from the transformation of sandstone through heat and pressure. Sandstone is getting through transformation via pressure or heat. And like hard and durable rock and like granular appearance and used in building material for decorative purpose. And now we will come to know limestone. Limestone is a type of sedimentary rock. Shales is a type of sedimentary rock. Slate is a type of metamorphic rock, and quartzite is a type of metamorphic rock, and limestone is a type of sedimentary rock. Now, and that is formed from the accumulation of fossilized cells. Fossilized cells. Accumulation of FOSSILIZED. Fossilized cells, SHELLS cells, and other calcium rich minerals. Means accumulation of fossilized cells and other calcium rich minerals. So it is relatively soft and porous rock. Means water can be entered in this rock. That is often used for building material as well as for the producing of cement and other industrial products. Sorry, it is a relatively soft, and porous rock, and it's resist water entrance. That is often, that's why it is being used for building material or used as a production of cement. So cement must resist water. And other industrial product, limestone is characterized by its chemical composition, which is primarily made of calcium carbonate. So made of calcium carbonate, and it can range in color, white to gray, and a smooth or like rough texture. It can have a smooth and rough texture. And limestone is found all over the world and is a common component of sedimentary rock formation and key ingredients in the production of cement, and is used in the manufacturing of variety of products including paper, glass and steel. Means limestone have wide range of uses including paper, glass and steel. So we came to know Dharwad system 2500 to 1800 million year ago. Now we will come to know कि Vindhya system. Then we will know Paleozoic group, Cambrian to Carboniferous period. Then we will go in Mesozoic era, and then we will go in Cretaceous system like the Trap, and then we will talk about a tertiary system, um, um, Cenozoic era. That is very important. Tertiary and quaternary fall in this period of Cenozoic era, and then we will come in quaternary period, Pleistocene and recent formation, and then we will come to know about Kereva formation. So now let's we move towards like Vindhya system. Vindhya system derives its name from Vindhya mountain firstly, and mountain forms a dividing line between Ganga plain and Deccan plateau. Dividing line between Ganga plain and Deccan plateau. The system covers an extensive area of 1,03,600 square kilometer from Chittorgarh in Rajasthan to Sasaram in Bihar. And it has enormous sedimentary deposits. It's had enormous sedimentary deposits, and in places their depth is more than 4,000 meters. In some tracts, Vindhya rocks are like buried under Deccan lava. Vindhya rocks are buried under Deccan lava in some tracts. And the Great Boundary Fault, GBF, Great Boundary Fault, separates the Vindhya system from the Aravalli. Separate the Great Boundary Fault separate Vindhya system from Aravalli for a distance about 800 kilometer. 800 kilometer. And now the Vindhya system is well known for red sandstone. Sandstone building material, ornamental stones, and like conglomerates and raw materials for cement, lime, glass and chemical industry, and coarser sandstone have been used as a grindstone and millstones, and in certain places these rocks yield inferior quality of iron ore and magnesium as well. Not fine quality of iron ore found here, we can say. Also well known diamond mines of Panna and the Golconda in the Vindhya system. This is very important. Diamond mines of Panna comes from this Vindhya system, and Golconda lie in the Vindhya system. And historical building, this is very important. This can be used in mains and can be asked in prelims as well. This is very factual information. The historical building of Qutub Minar, Humayun's tomb, Fatehpur Sikri, and Agra Fort Red Fort, Jama Masjid, and like Birla Mandir and the Buddhist stupa of Sanchi have been constructed from this red sandstone obtained from the Vindhya ranges. Now we will come in next Paleozoic group. Paleozoic, Paleozoic, Paleozoic group, Cambrian to Carboniferous period. Cambrian to Carboniferous group. The Paleozoic era extends from 570 million years ago to 24.5 million ago, and it marks the beginning of the life on the earth. Now first time we are encountering in this Cambrian to Carboniferous period in Paleozoic group life, beginning of life on earth's surface. Okay, the formation of this period are almost absent in Paleozoic. This is very important. Here we are finding beginning of life on the earth's surface. One thing is happening, and second is this is almost this can be asked in prelims. They can give you an option ki like in Paleozoic groups like Cambrian to Carnivorous group formation of this group are almost absent in peninsular India except near Umaria in Rewa. So almost absent in peninsular India. So Paleozoic group Cambrian to Carnivorous period does not found any presence in the peninsular India. But except Umaria in Rewa को छोड़ के, the formation exists in salt range, Pir Panjal, Handwara, Leader Valley, Anantnag of Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir. Amir Athar was topper from this area, Anantnag of Kashmir. And Spiti, Kangra, Simla region, Himachal Pradesh, Garhwal, Kumaon, and Uttarakhand. It was during this period that the Pangea was broken. Very big event is taking place here. Pangea was broken and the Tethya Sea came into existence under this Paleozoic group Cambrian to Carboniferous group. Under this Paleozoic era, we founding कि Pangea was broken and Tethya Sea came into existence. The Cambrian rock include shales, sandstone, clay, quartzite, slates, salts, marble. So beginning of life found not and absent in peninsular India, and Pangea was broken in this period, and Tethya Sea came into existence, and we understood in this Paleozoic group. Now we come Mesozoic era. What do you mean by Mesozoic era? The Gondwana system. Mesozoic era belongs to Gondwana system came into prominence and existed under this era. So Mesozoic means middle life and Paleozoic means beginning of life on the earth's surface. Middle, we can remember. Middle life. The term is used for a period of geological time. The term is used for period of geological time in which the presence of fossil invertebrates dominated the rock. From the beginning of life on the earth's surface, we are moving towards middle life, then definitely fossil invertebrates will dominate in this rock. This is very indeed and obvious. The Mesozoic era includes three periods, very important: Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous. Cretaceous, Cretaceous, and Cretaceous. In the Indian Geological Times, Jurassic Park, in Hollywood movie, we can observe Time scale, this period extend from the upper Carboniferous up to the beginning of the Cenozoic era or the Aryan era. Upper Carboniferous extend from the upper Carboniferous up to beginning of the Cenozoic era or the Aryan era. Now we will understand the term Gondwana was discovered by H.B. Medicott. H.B. This is very important. Gondwana term was found by H.B. Medicott in 1872. H.B. Medicott in 1872. Gondwana term was discovered. It was derived from ancient tribe of Gonds. This Gondwana term was derived from Gond tribe that inhabits the central provinces of Madhya Pradesh. So these Gond tribes inhabits and live in the central province of Madhya Pradesh, and on this tribe they have been given Gondwana system on this tribe, and Vindhya system named on the Vindhya mountain. So the Gondwana group begins with the what? Carboniferous period, which in the standard geological time scale is known as period of coal formation. Carboniferous. The Gondwana group begins with the Permo, Permo, Carboniferous, Permo Carboniferous period, which is the standard geological time scale, which associates with a standard geological time scale is known as period of coal formation. Means in this Gondwana system Mesozoic era, this fossil will get converted into coal itself. So period of coal formation is Mesozoic era in Gondwana system, and this is very important event taking place here. The lower Gondwana rock are found in the what? Talcher, Panchet and Damuda series. Panchet, Panchet and Damuda series. Damuda Damoda series. Most of the good quality coals deposit bituminous and anthracite. UPSC has been asking question of bituminous and anthracite kind of coal deposits of India and found in the Gondwana formation. So bituminous and anthracite type of coal is found in the Gondwana formation. Moreover, iron ore occurs in the ironstone cells of Raniganj coalfield. In addition to coal and iron, kaolin, fire clay and sandstone and grit are also found in the Gondwana formation. So fire clay, sandstone, coal, and apart from coal and iron, we are finding here kaolin and fire clay and sandstone in this Gondwana system. So we will try to understand कि Talcher series, Talcher, Talcher series. It is series of the Gondwana system named after the Talcher in the Dhenkanal district of Odisha. And it rich in good quality of coal. Talcher is district in Odisha and known for good quality of coal, used for smelting in the thermal power plants. So it is used for smelting in thermal power plants, and Talcher coalfield has the highest coal reserves in India of 38.65 billion tons. 38.65 billion ton highest coal reserves have been observed in Talcher coalfields of Odisha. And this coalfield is divided into 5 production areas, namely Talcher, Jagannath, Kalinga, Lingaraja and Hingula. The industries in Talcher are located along the river Brahmani. Where is Talcher is located? Brahmani. And Talcher is known for good quality of coal and one of the highest coal reserve and found in the Dhankanal district of Odisha. This can be asked question. Where Talcher is located along river Brahmani, 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 which follows from northwest to southeast, northwest to southeast. अब now Damuda Sri, Damuda, Damuda Sri. Damuda series belongs to the middle Gondwana period. It contains enormous deposit of coal seams. Coal seams are thicker and more elongated in the eastern coal fields than in the west. The important coal bearing areas of this period are Raniganj, Jharia, Karnarpura, Bokaro, and I come from Bokaro and I completed my 10th class from Bokaro. PTGM, SBM, 3rd C, Vidya Mandir. So, Bokaro, known for this is also called as a steel city, Bokaro steel city. Of the Damodar Basin, Singrauli, Korba, and Pench Valley in Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh, Talcher in the Mahanadi Basin in Odisha, and Singreni of Satpura and Basin Singreni of Satpura Basin in Madhya Pradesh. So the important coal bearing areas of this Damoda series are Jharia, Raniganj, Karampura, Bokaro, and like Chhattisgarh, MP, Mahanadi Basin of Odisha, Satpura, MP, like these all things. Now, Panchet series, youngest series of the lower Gondwana system, which derived its name from the hill of the names south of Raniganj. The series consists of greenish sandstone and shales, and it is, however, devoid of coal seams. The iron ore shales of the lower Gondwana system are particularly well developed in Raniganj coalfield of West Bengal. Lower Gondwana system, iron ore shale of lower Gondwana system are particularly well developed. Iron ore shales of lower Gondwana system, particularly Raniganj coalfield, are more well and developed in West Bengal. However, they contain inferior quality iron ore. They are well developed in Raniganj coalfield of West Bengal, iron ore shales of lower Gondwana system, but inferior quality iron ore content. Being inferior in quality, they are generally not mined for iron. Due to its impurity, they are not mined much. And Gondwana system of rocks provide over 90% of the coal of India. This is very important from prelims fact, and you can use it in mains introduction as well. Gondwana system of rock provides over 95% of the coal of the India. Sorry, it's a coal, not a gold. So the Gondwana system of rock provides over 90%, 95% of the coal of India. And moreover, it provides iron ore, limestone, sandstone, and raw material for the ceramic industry. What is ceramic industry? Find out. India's best and largest coal deposit are found in the Gondwana system. Largest coal deposit and best found in Gondwana system. Mainly in Damodar Valley at West Bengal, Jharkhand, Mahanadi Valley of Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and Godavari Valley of Andhra Pradesh, and Satpura Basin of Madhya Pradesh. So, now we will come in Aryan period, like beginning of Upper Carboniferous period known as Aryan period. Beginning of Upper Carboniferous period is known as Aryan period, and there are so many features of this period. During the Upper Carboniferous period, Himalaya region was occupied by a vast geosyncline which was connected to the Pacific Ocean in the east through China and the Atlantic Ocean in the west through Afghanistan, Iran, Asia Minor, and the present Mediterranean Sea. This was called Tatya Sea. So geosyncline nature of Himalaya formation due to syncline nature, and Tethasi also called this event formation. The area of the Kashmir Himalayas from Pir Panjal to Hazara in the northwest and Ladakh in the northeast witnessed violent volcanic activity, and the upper continent of Gondwana land developed fisheries, and its broken part started drifting away from each other. The subcontinent of India drifted towards north and northeast to collide with the Asian landmass Eurasian plate. So the subcontinent of India drifted towards north, and northeast drifting towards north and northeast to collide with Asia landmass. Asia landmass is here Eurasian plate. Okay. So there was large scale eruption of lava in the Deccan Tract, and development and expansion of Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal also under this time. And tertiary mountain building gave birth to Himalaya. Which mountain building? Tertiary mountain building gave birth to Himalaya. Quaternary, tertiary, like this can, yes, so tertiary mountain building gave rise birth of Himalaya, and subcontinent of India assume its present shape here. And beginning of ice age belonging to the Pleistocene period, covering large parts of earth under ice age. So the beginning of ice age means belonging to the Pleistocene period. The beginning of ice age belonging to the Pleistocene period, covering large part of the earth under ice sheet. And evolution and a spread of man in different parts of the world took place. So this period known as Aryan period. Now we will come to know the Cretaceous system, the Deccan Tract, CREAT, Cretaceous system means Deccan Tract. The Cretaceous period extends from about 146 million years ago to 65 million years ago. About 146 million to years ago to 65 million years ago. The term Cretaceous have been obtained from Latin creta, meaning chalk, CHALK. This is a very widely distributed system in the country which had divergent phases of deposit in different parts of it. This deposit is marked by the transgression of the sea. मतलब Coromandel coast, Narmada valley, and outpouring of huge quantity of lava basalt so as to form the Deccan Tract. Transgression of sea and outpouring of huge quantity of lava basalt on so as to form Deccan Tract. Means this Deccan Tract is formed from lava basalt and intrusion of plutonic rock such as gabbro and granite. Towards the end of Cretaceous period, the peninsula was affected by intense volcanic activity. When this Cretaceous period was means towards end of this Cretaceous period, peninsula was affected by intense volcanic activity, and during this period enormous quantity of basaltic lava was poured out to the surface, assuming a great thickness. Means like basalt lava was poured out of this surface and assumed thickness in rock, means like over 300 meter of thickness. The lava plateau, the Deccan Tract, is the result of the lava eruption. We can say that the Deccan Tract is the result of lava eruption. So it can be said lava plateau. So now we will come. The Deccan lava covers about 15 lakh square kilometer of area in Gujarat. It's a 5 lakh square kilometer of area in Gujarat, Kutch, Kathiawar, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Malwa Plateau, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, northern Andhra Pradesh, and northwestern Karnataka. So, lava plateaus of India Deccan Trough has maximum thickness of about 3000 meter along the coast of Mumbai, from where it decreases towards south and east. Its thickness will start decreasing when we will move ahead towards south and east. And it is about 8 meter in Kutch and 150 meter at Amarkantak and 60 meter at Belagaum in Karnataka, and the individual lava flows on average have a thickness of about 5 meter to 29 meter. Such flows have been identified in boring near Bhuswal, Maharashtra, and these are interbedded with the sedimentary beds called intertrapent beds. And interbedded with sedimentary beds, and this bed called as intertrapent beds. And basalt of Deccan Trough is used for construction of roads and building. This basalt of this Deccan Trough is used for building roads, construction of road, and moreover quartz, bauxite, magnetite, agate, and semi-precious stones are also found in this trough. And it is also rich in magnesium, carbonate, potash, and phosphorus. Okay. Now we will move towards very crucial event taking place in tertiary system, the Cenozoic era. C for cat wala, CENO, Cenozoic, ZOIC. Cenozoic era. Cenozoic means recent life, and Cenozoic means recent life. The beginning of the tertiary period is about 66 millions to 2.6 million. 66 millions to 2.6 millions years ago, and fossils in these rocks include many types closely related to modern forms, because this is very in recent formation, took place in recent time, and including mammals, plant, invertebrates. And Cenozoic era has two periods, the tertiary and quaternary. This is very important point. This has two periods. Cenozoic era has two periods, tertiary and quaternary. So the term tertiary was used by Giovanni Arduino during the mid 18th century. Who used this tertiary? Giovanni Arduino during 18th century. And the two great events that occurred during the tertiary period, very important point is going to come. The final breaking up of the old Gondwana continent. Final breaking up of old Gondwana continent is taking place in this tertiary era. And the secondly, uplift of Tethya geosyncline, means which was cause of formation of Himalaya, and the upliftment of Tethya geosyncline in the form of the Himalaya. Two events is taking place in this tertiary. Breaking of the old Gondwana continent is getting broken, and second is uplift of Tethya geosyncline continent and in the form of Himalaya. Uplifting of Tethya geosyncline is giving rise to form Himalaya. During the early tertiary period, as the India plate collided with the Eurasian plate, and the sediment which has been accumulating in Tethya basin, which was accumulated in this Tethya basin, the sediment which has been accumulated in Tethya basin and began rise by slow rise of the ocean water. When this ocean is getting rise, that is getting accumulated. So accumulating in Tethya Sea and begun to rise by a slow rise of ocean bottom. Ocean bottom is getting rising, and that is giving rise to accumulating in the Tethya Basin. An upheaval of the Himalayas altered the old topography of the subcontinent. Means upheaval of the Himalaya altered, changed all the topography of subcontinent, Indian subcontinent we are talking. And like 3 phases of upheaval of Himalayas have been distinguished. Means 3 phases of upheaval, how Himalaya have been evolving and rising, that has been categorized into 3 phases, and that has been distinguished from each phases. First is during the first upheaval, Ecocene, ECOCEN, about 65 million years ago. Eocene, first upheaval taking place, rising of Himalaya process, which culminated in the Oligocene and resulted in upper level of the Greater Himalaya. During 65 million years ago, first level gave rise upheaval of Greater Himalaya and culminated into Oligocene. And second, it was followed by more intense movement during the mid Miocene period about 45 million years ago, which resulted in folding of Lesser Himalaya. Means 45 million years ago, which resulted in folding of the Lesser Himalaya. It was followed by more intense movement during mid Miocene MIOCENE period about 45 million years ago. And third is folder of Lesser Himalayas taking place in through more intense movement during mid Miocene period about 45 million years ago. Now we will come third upheaval took place in the post Pliocene period, PLIOCENE period, about 1.4 million years ago. First upheaval 65 million years ago. Second upheaval 45 million years ago gave rise fold. First upheaval taking place about 65 million years ago, giving rise upheaval of Greater Himalaya, and second upheaval about in 45 million years ago, giving rise folding of Lesser Himalaya, and third upheaval during post Paleocene period 1.4 billion years ago, giving rise folding of Shivalik or the outer Himalaya, taking place in third upheaval 1.4 million years ago. And there is enough evidence to prove that Himalayas are still in rising. Means Himalayas are still in growing age, still rising by certain meter or centimeter every year, still rising. So in the peninsular region, tertiary system occurred on the coast of Kutch. In peninsular region, tertiary system occurred on the coast of Kutch, Kathiawar, Konkan, Malabar, Nilgiri and Eastern Ghat. So in peninsular region, tertiary system occurred when? Coast of Kutch, Kathiawar, Konkan, Malabar, Nilgiri and Eastern Ghat. And Cenozoic era, like tertiary period and quaternary period, and tertiary period is 66 million to 2.6 million years ago, and quaternary period is 2.6 million years to present. And tertiary period is in tertiary period Himalaya formation, Tathya siege and Eurasian plate collidation is taking place. And now we will come to know that Paleocene is 66 million to 55.6 million years ago, and Eocene 55.8 million to 55.8 million to 33.9 million years ago, and Oligocene is 33.9 million years to 23 million years ago, and Miocene is 23 million to 5.3 million years ago, and Pliocene is 5.3 million year to 2.6 million years ago. Now we will come to Cenozoic era is getting having two period has two period, that is tertiary period and quaternary period. Okay. Now quaternary period, the Pleistocene and recent formation. Quaternary period is also called Pleistocene period, and we will come to know कि quaternary is name proposed for very recent deposit, known for very recent deposits, and Cenozoic means for recent life, but quaternary is name proposed for very recent deposits which contain fossils of species with living representatives. And northern plains of India came into existence during the Pleistocene period. So northern plains of India came into existence during Pleistocene period. Okay, very recent deposit के through. During the quaternary period, the ice sheet descended to as low as 1500 meter in altitude. The third physical division of India, which is Great Indo-Gangetic Brahmaputra Plain, had not figured at all till the quaternary period. Means till now we were not having any presence of Great Indo-Gangetic Brahmaputra Plain was no more in this, till even in this quaternary period as well. And the bottom configuration of this plain occupies largely a synclinal basin called Ford Deep, which is a down warp of the Himalayan foreland of variable depth. Down warp of Himalayan foreland of variable depth, and formed concomitantly with the rise of the Himalayas to the north, and gave rise concomitantly with the rise of the Himalayas to the north. This synclinal basin and for deep shape. And now the Pleistocene period is marked by ice age. Pleistocene period is marked by ice age and glaciation on the large scale in the northern hemisphere. And the moraine deposits are the Kereba formation. And this MORAINE, moraine deposits are the Kereba formation of Kashmir Valley. And the Bhadwara, Doda district of Jammu division are of the Pleistocene period. So Kereba, moraine deposit, and Bhadwara, Doda district of Jammu Kashmir are of the Pleistocene period and ice age. Okay, glaciation on the large scale happened in this. It forms the terraces of the Jhelum on the flanks of the Pir Panjal. Flanks means chhod. And the thickness of the crevasse at a place is up to 1400 meters. The river terraces of the Narmada, Tapi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, all are of Pleistocene period, this ice age. So we came to know river terraces of Narmada, Tapi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, all are Pleistocene period. Now we will come to know about crevasse. What we came to know about this keyword. The crevasse are the lacustrine deposit of the Pleistocene period. Lacustrine, LACUSTRINE, and they consist of sand, clay, loams, silt, and boulders. And crevasse of Kashmir are generally found along the lower slope of Pir Panjal with the dip towards the Kashmir Valley. And Pempore and the Pulwama crevasse are well known for cultivation of saffron, kesar, and almonds, and the walnuts. So we came to know about this crevasse Kashmir found along the lower slope of the Pir Panjal with dip toward the Kashmir Valley. So and they consist sand, clay, loam, silt, and boulders. These all things. So and quaternary formation gave rise Satluj Ganga Brahmaputra plain. So we must remember quaternary formation. Under quaternary formation, Satluj Ganga Brahmaputra plains. Okay, came after that, like so we came to know that the third physical division of India, which is Great Indo-Gangetic Brahmaputra Plain, had not figured at all till the quaternary period even. So this was key, like we should be very attentive. And we have covered this geological study of India in a very depth. Each and everything line by line I have tried to share with you. I hope you must have enjoyed fullest, and you can make jot down, and you can write notes on about this geological study of India. This is very important. One, two question has been asking from various era like Dharwar and Cambrian and Pleistocene, like Kerewa. These all small things have been asked by UPSC as well. So be very sincere and attentive. And thank you very much for having this much patience.